The Art of Making Her Chase You. A comprehensive guide. Want to know how to make a girl chase you? Let her see that you're a guy worth chasing. Show her you're the attractive, high-value man that all women want, and you'll get her chasing you in no time. A woman clinging on a man. Let's face it, you can't always run after the women you like. The more you push them, the more desperate you seem, and the more they begin to run away. You may have met an interesting girl, and you may be looking for tips and tricks on how you can make the girl chase you. You try to do all it takes to garner her attention and want her to revert with the same as well. What makes women chase men? In general, humans chase that which they can't have, is scarce or difficult to obtain. Look at men. Most of us are chasing women for sex because for most guys, sex is scarce and difficult to obtain. Once we get what we want, we usually stop chasing. Now the million-dollar question is, what is scarce and difficult to obtain for most women? I'll tell you what, it's power. Even though we live in the 21st century, the average woman doesn't have much power in her life. She doesn't have much power in her family or at work. Usually the first time women get that feeling of power is when they interact with men. Let me explain. When in the presence of a beautiful woman, most men start accommodating to the extreme, listening to their every whim and wish, kissing up to them, flooding them with compliments, taking their dog out, buying them gifts, all because their balls have them by the mind. The power of the penis is controlling their brain. And that's the problem. Men give up their power in exchange for sex. But it's a losing strategy. To truly understand this concept, you have to really look at it from a woman's perspective. For the average woman, sex is not a scarce thing. It's not hard to obtain. In fact, it's easy to obtain. Therefore, she's not so obsessed with it as we are. But power is scarce for women. When men act like lovesick puppies, it puts women in a position where they have all the power. Since power is something that is scarce for most women, of course they want to hang on to that some more. They know that once they give the man sex, there's a big chance they lose their power. I know this sounds sick, and the world shouldn't be like this. And neither your parents nor Disney ever told you this. But it's the absolute untold truth. The faster you accept this, the faster you'll become successful with women and dating. So, if you want to turn the tables and make women chase you, you need to keep your power. If you're wondering how to do it, today's your lucky day. 1. Make a good first impression on her. There's no denying that first impressions can leave a rather powerful and lasting impact on a woman. You need to make the right impression on her from the very first time you meet her. Nailing the first impression can lead to love at first sight, which means that you can expect her to fall for you and chase you instantly. Well, if you didn't read this tip before your first date, don't be disheartened. Fortunately, you can still turn things around. Very often, things can go wrong the first time, causing you to fail at leaving a good impression. However, since women can be pretty forgiving, I'm sure you'll get a second chance to turn things around. 2. Keep your cards close to your chest. Control the power of the penis. Show her you are socially intelligent. You have to come from a mindset that you've met many women like her before, and she won't be able to wrap you around her finger, like she does with all the other guys. You do this by biting your tongue. Keep compliments to a minimum before you become physically intimate with her. You can do this in different ways. The first and most obvious way is not to compliment her at all. The second way is to only compliment her about non-physical stuff. This could be a character trait she has, or something that she put a lot yef. This could be a character trait she has, or something that she put a lot effort into. Here's how you would give her a compliment about a character trait. First, make a list for yourself of the character traits that your dream woman would need to have. That way, when a woman shows you this trait, your compliment will be sincere. Believe me, they notice. Then, during your conversation with her, you would have a purpose to find out more about her personality and see if she has the traits you like. Let's say you don't like overly social butterflies, but prefer the more reserved type. You could ask her questions like, "Are you a social butterfly with a big group of friends? Or do you prefer deeper relationships with a smaller group of people?" If she answers with the character trait that you want, you can then validate her for it. It's important you do it in a cool, non-kissing up way. Just tell her you like her answer and explain her the reasons why. "Nice. We can be friends now," said with cheeky smirk. "I think it's better to have deeper relations with people than to be superficial. You just can't have meaningful relationships with a ton of people. And I think today it's even more important than ever before. Because these days with social media, people don't know what it means to genuinely connect with each other anymore." Another chase trigger compliment is what I call the double-edged compliment. Basically, you're going to tell her you like some aspect of her, but you'll also immediately give her a tip on how to improve herself. For example, "I like how the shades you put in your hair complement your skin. You made a good choice there, but have you considered wearing your hair up? I think it would better accentuate your neck." The reason this compliment works so damn well is because it's done in a way that keeps the power with you. You were perceptive enough to see how she matched her hair shades with her skin tone, which is something she put a lot of attention in. Believe me, women put a ton of time into thinking about these details. When you compliment her about something that she put a lot of time into, she feels validated. And on top of that, you gave her some advice on how to improve it. This totally keeps your power by implying that you are used to beauty and think she can do better. In other words, you didn't idolize her. You kept the power. This kind of compliment has the added effect that it will make her think about you, trying to figure you out. What did he mean by this? Does he like me? Does he not like me? Chasing behavior starts in the mind. It starts by her mentally investing time in you. And by the way, don't be surprised if later she goes to the bathroom and puts her hair up. 3. Be hot and cold. When you are with her, you behave like a gentleman. You open doors for her, put on her coat, etc. You connect with her and you mix it up with some teasing to keep the attraction going and keep the conversation from becoming boring. You do all the things you need to do. But then when you are not with her, you become more distant. You don't text her all the time. When she texts or calls you, you make her wait before you respond. You end phone conversations and text conversations first. In general, you are much less available. To understand why this works, you need to put yourself in her place. Here's what most guys do to her. They text her all the time. "Good morning, beautiful." "Good night/sweet dreams, baby." Or "How are you?" When you are doing the opposite, you immediately stand out from the other men. She'll start to think about you. Why isn't he texting me all the time, like all the other men do? In short, it shows her you are in control of the power of the penis. It shows you still have the power. That will make her chase you. Here's a great little tip. After you go on a first date with a woman, don't send her a text until the next day at 9 p.m. Most guys send women the same lame text after their date. Text me when you're home. Beautiful. If you don't, she'll be thinking about you in her bed. She'll probably check her phone in the night, when she has to go to the bathroom, and first thing in the morning when she wakes up. And she'll be thinking of you all day long. Why didn't he text me? Maybe he didn't like our date. 4. Use the power of maybe. Here's another great thing you can do to keep your power and keep her guessing. Use the power of maybe. You can use this in different ways. If you met her at a party, you could at some point tell her, "Hey, it was nice talking to you, but I'm going back to my friends now. Maybe I'll see you later." But hands down the best time to use the power of maybe is right at the end of your first date. Just tell her, "It was nice meeting you, Brenda. Maybe we'll do that again sometime." I can guarantee that this will leave her wondering what you meant by it. And if you combine it with the previous tip, not texting her after the date, it works even better. 5. Show her your mysterious side. Make yourself a mystery for her to unravel and further stand out from other potential partners in her life. I am not saying start acting shady or be evasive and vague during your conversations. Instead, make yourself some sort of an enigma, someone who isn't easily figured out. to pique her curiosity and keep her wanting to know more. This will drive her to want to get to know you and hopefully pursue a romantic relationship with you. 6. Invest in yourself. There are plenty of other ways to attract women besides your looks. Exercise. Eat healthy food. Take care of personal hygiene. Don't forget that women are crazy for men that smell good. So remember to wear deodorant or cologne. Wear clothes that fit your body. A good hairstyle will always significantly improve your looks. Also, your haircut tells a lot about your personality. Physical appearance is also related to your self-esteem. And a well-known fact is that women always fall for confident men. Looking good and attractive will boost your confidence and you won't feel insecure around girls. So, like the famous dating coach, Darcy Carter, says in her book, stop acting like an attractive man and become an attractive man. 7. Imply abundance. You should show her that you are a sexual being. Now, this doesn't mean you have to brag, but when it comes up during a conversation, you can imply you have other women in your life. The reason this makes women chase you is because it flips an extremely potent attraction switch in her. It's called preselection. It means that when a woman knows that a man has other women in his life, she can't help but feel attracted to that man. Just like beauty triggers attraction in men, preselection triggers attraction in women. So, by mentioning other women in your life, you trigger those magical, powerful feelings of attraction in her. That feeling will make her chase you. The way you do it is by being vague, implying things, and reluctantly letting her find out about it. Here's an example of how to be vague. Let's say you are texting with a woman. At some point, you want to break it off first. Most men do this completely wrong by being too specific. They might tell her they have to go because they have their mother visiting, or they have to go play tennis with their best friend. If you do that, she'll have nothing to wonder about because you told her exactly what you were doing. Instead, you should stay vague and send her a text like this. Hey, I have to go now. I have a visitor. Or, text you later. I'm going for a drink. Can you see how this would leave her wondering who's visiting you or with whom you're going to have a drink? She will contemplate the possibility of it being another woman. And if she asks who you are having drinks with, just answer with a vague text again. A good friend I haven't seen in a long time. 8. Put her in your friend zone. You treat her like a friend. You keep her around and meet her for coffee, drinks, and other activities. But you are very take it or leave it. In the meantime, you show her that you are a sexual person. You imply that you have other women in your life. You talk about dates you went on, just like you would do with a real friend. You can even check out other women when you're with her. Oh, look at those girls over there. It won't take long for her to start thinking about why you're not making a move on her. All the other guys are doing it. So why are you not romantically interested in her? Is there something wrong with her? Or when you meet her for some activity, you can call her a friend, too. 9. Stay busy. Don't hang with her all the time. Let her breathe. Also, she needs to know that you have other things in life besides her. If you start treating her like she is the only person in the whole world, she might start thinking that you are desperate. You have to prove to her that you are a high value man who thinks about his future and how to create a better future for him and his future family. Show her that you want to make the most out of life. Focus on your work and goals. Hang out with friends more. Go on some trips with your friends. Find a good book to read. Write, clean, cook. You have to show her that you have your own life, your own social circle, and that she will have to make an effort to become a part of it. 10. Challenge her. Always remember, the harder a woman has to work for your affection, the more valuable you'll become to her. That's why you're allowed to play hard to get. Challenging a woman you like is always a great idea. To keep things interesting in your relationship, you have to make her curious about you and your life. Make her work for the details about your life. You have to convince her that you are fully enjoying your life and that it is difficult to keep up with you.